Hey guys, it's Generalkidd here. How's everyone doing today? So, for today's video, I'm going to be showing you guys what drones, also known as buggers, in Halo 3 look like when they are infected by the Flood. So this is the last species in Halo 3 I'll be covering for getting infected by the Flood. I know there are a few other minor creatures here and there, like a certain animal and stuff, that I technically could do, but I'm probably not going to get to those. So we'll only be doing a drone for this last one. But before we get into that, I want to first give a big shout out to my sponsor, Instant Gaming. If you are in the market for some cheap games or great deals on other games, then look no further than Instant Gaming. Here you'll be able to find great deals on many of your favorite games across numerous platforms, so if that's something you're in the market for and want to help support my channel in the process, then feel free to check it out via the link in the description below. Alright, let's take a look. So, obviously the drones aren't supposed to get infected in Halo 3, so we had to do some modding to make them infectable. And we had to pick something for them to transform into and then get infected. And, you know, way back in the day, like pretty much when I first got Halo 3 back in 2007, I used to, like at first, for like maybe like a couple weeks or so, I used to think that like the Flood Stalkers, or the Crawlers or whatever, I used to think that they were like infected drones. But it was like later on that I learned that they were actually Flood Pure forms, which have nothing to do with infected drones or anything. But nonetheless, you know, I don't know, like if anybody else also thought the same thing. If you also thought the Flood Stalkers were infected drones, then you know, let me know in the comments. But you know, just like not like confirm it, but like you know, make my childhood misconceptions true. I chose to make the Flood to make the drones when they're infected into Flood Stalkers. But one weird thing is that when I try to get them infected alive, as you just saw there, when the Flood infection form jumps on them, they just like start sliding around like really fast and then like fly up in the air. But unfortunately, they can't get infected alive that way. So I can only make them infected while they are dead. And you know, like I said, I chose to do the Flood Stalker for what they transform into. Now, unfortunately, and pretty much like a lot of other videos I've done, they don't actually have like the animations for infections, so that's why they just kind of go like poof into the Flood Stalkers. But yeah, so that's basically why they look like that. Now, technically, according to lore, I read somewhere that like drones actually can't be infected because of their exoskeletons. But if I don't know if that's actually true or not, any lore experts out there could confirm or deny that. But technically, like, drones don't have the biomass to support like Flood combat forms, so you know, realistically in lore, like the grunts and jackals, when they get infected by the Flood, they're kind of just like turned into like kind of like a mashed potatoes and gravy with other organisms that can't be turned into the Flood, and they are turned into Flood carriers. That is one way the Flood carriers originate from, which is, you know, they're like a mashed potatoes and gravy of creatures that can't support a Flood combat form. So technically, that's what drones would turn into if they could get infected, which I'm not entirely sure they can or can't. But as for getting infected alive, I could not get that to work. It's kind of like with the jackals. They even if I like set the Marines here that automatically get infected by the Flood, no matter what you do to the drones, they just don't auto-infect. Normally, like with a lot of other creatures, with the exception of a couple, they do automatically transform into Flood combat forms or whatever, but not the drones. They really are that difficult to self-infect, I guess. But nonetheless, you know, we still gotta see what they look like when they get infected while dead. We just can't, you know, show them getting infected while they are alive, and that's probably because they don't have like the animations to support it, even though surprisingly some other creatures do. But you know, nonetheless, you know, it's still kind of cool to see them transform that way. But yeah, so hopefully you guys did enjoy this video, and you know, if you did, make sure to leave a like, leave your thoughts and comments. If there's anything else for me to check out or test out, or if you really want to see me like infect more creatures like fish or seagulls in the Flood, which I don't know why you would want to see that, you know, let me know in the comments and maybe I'll consider doing it. But other than that, if you haven't already, make sure to subscribe, and I will see you all next time. Bye, guys.